So, hey guys. So, I'm just going to show you a thought process on like a deck idea I have for the Duelist Cup. So, the thing about the Duelist Cup is there will be primarily three things you'll probably be playing against. The first being Sprite. And they don't do well under macro or just going second in general. So, if you can make pretty much any kind of board with like some kind of monster removal as a quick effect for your well, like some kind of monster that does that, some monster effect, and then like some kind of back row that can interrupt or do the same, and they probably just can't play. And their only like noticeable removal is Sprite Smashers. Sprite Smashers, not really a big deal. Sprite Smashers will only realistically be activated in case, well, your opponent will, I guess, search it off Jet, because Jet's at 3, and they can also search Jet off Blue, and they can also just special summon Jet, which I guess Sprite Starter kind of counts as search as well. But aside from that, not really a super big deal. No real way to remove well, end board, I guess. And even if they hit you with a Dark Ruler no more or whatever, they should be pretty simple and pretty easy to clean up after you stop them with whatever, like, uh, literally a Book of Moon will be able to win you the game, or like a counter trap, uh, I, well, like, one of the counter trap negate cards, like, for example, the Orcus one. Orcus Crescendo. You just hit them with a Crescendo, they're donezo. And they also can't respond to Crescendo, of course, unless they have Red Reboot. In case, I guess they can. But not really being super played right now. So, besides Sprite, it's going to be Ishizu Punk, or some form of Ishizu implemented in a deck. Ishizu doesn't show up here, so let's go yugioh. And then related to Exchange of Spirit, whatever. So we have yugioh, Kelbeck, Mudora, Keldo, all this stuff. They'll do some milling, but they can't mill. Well, they won't be able to mill stuff effectively if they get banished instead. So that's where like a Dark Law or Dimension Shift or Necroface, where all those come in, and they can probably like banish an important card that stops their whole flow, their whole combo, if you will. And then there's also Runic, of course. Runic and Runic Stun. Anything that can do well against this is doing pretty well. So, Thundra and Branded do pretty decent to having, well, in terms of having like random main deck cards being banished. You can do a search off of Dark and Roar, whatnot. Dragon Hawk, fix your hand, I guess. So you can do that, and then I guess since they would be bashing on their turn probably, I guess, then you'd be able to use 2 effects of Thunder Dragons, which is pretty nice. Like, for some reason, Thunder Dragons you can only use 1 Thunder Dragon Dark effect per turn, so you can't use the hand effect of Thunder Dragon Dark, and then the graveyard, and then the graveyard banish effect over here. You can't use both of them. That applies to like every Thundra. So, them banishing your Thundras for you is honestly a help. And Tragedy is also a decent target for you to have banished. Thunder Dragon Fusion is not entirely bad either. And they themselves don't like having their cards banished, so if they banish a Necroface, they'll start, like, hopefully destroying them. And if we wanted to really invest in the Necroface stonks, we could also play Dragon Necro here, which I am not doing right now. But the idea behind Dragon Necro is that I will just summon it off of like a Lubellion, and then Lubellion will, I guess, Lubellion will put my Necrophases back in the deck so I can banish them again. Which is kind of a cool idea. But I mean, gotta work out the ratios and whatnot. And also, you might notice the deck is 60 cards. That is simply so Grass is not effective against me and will be dead in hand. I know it's still only at 2, but letting that resolve does not feel good at all, so we'll keep it at 60. And some psychos will be playing Left Arm Offering. And they don't have, like, another target for their Left Arm Offering. So, in that case, they could have multiple dead cards in hand if they're running like 3 left arm and 2 grass. Assuming I'm going second, that'll help me out. But we'll mostly have to run high power hand traps like Gamma and the Shifter. So in that case, going down to 40 once again though, if you ignore the possibility of grass, Shifter is just really good right now. This works well against Runic, Sprite, and the Shizu stuff, the Punk stuff. It works well against pretty much everything being played right now, so just finding a decent way to play it is great. And before any of you guys ask, no, I'm not going to play Exo Sisters. Not interested in the slightest. I somehow have most of the cards though. I didn't end up pulling any Michaelis whenever Michaelis was in a selection, I guess, but yeah. This is just the general idea for now. Optimizations will have to come later, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know about using the branded engine for this anymore. I'm kind of lost with this, but yeah. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.